Here's a daft little thing I just made with a microbit and a servo in a cardboard box. Inside this box we've got a servo attached to a cardboard arrow that points to yes, maybe or no, and we've got another microbit here that will send a message by radio, and when you press button A it sends the message yes. If I press the button B it will send the message no, and the arrow turns around to no. Press A and B together, gives a sort of meh face, and it says maybe. So you could use that for some sort of signalling system over distance. You can maybe even put that outdoors as well. Let's have a quick look at how it works. We use the on start block to set the radio group. This can be any number you like between 0 and 255, so we'll go with group number 1. It doesn't matter as long as it's the same on both the transmitter and the receiver. I've used the same code on both the transmitter and the receiver microbit that's hidden inside the cardboard box, just to keep things simple. So when we press button A it shows a tick and it sends the radio string yes. So press button B, it shows a cross, it sends the radio string no. Press A and B together and it sends the radio string maybe. Now we use the on radio receive string block, and if it receives a yes it shows a tick on the LED display. It's inside the box, you can't see it, but I'll just put that in for testing, and it sets the servo angle to 0. If you get the message maybe, it puts it in the middle at 90 degrees, and if you get no then it sends it all the way around to 180 degrees. The actual angles you use, which is 0, 90 and 180, doesn't really matter because you can stick the arrow on any way you like. We can try that out in the simulator. If we go full screen and I press button A, the radio will automatically magically happen, and we can see both microbits on the screen in one go. And because I put the same code on the transmitter and the receiver microbit, we can see them here in the simulator. So if I press button A, you'll see that the servo is at the 0 position. If I press button B, it will move around to 180 degrees. That's my no position. And if I press A and B together, it's in the middle. So that's the kind of maybe position. So you can see how that works. Always a good idea, I think, probably to set the servo range. I probably work without it, but I think it's a good idea to set that at the beginning. We've got 180 degree servo, so that's what we've set our range, and we're using pin 0 to connect our servo to here. The diagram in the simulator shows the servo connected directly to the microbit. I wouldn't recommend that even with the new microbit, which gives a little bit more power. I think for servos to work reliably with the microbit, you really need an external power supply. So you should be powering the servo separately. Most servos have got this kind of color coding that I've come across. So the yellow wire is the one that you want to connect to pin 0 on the microbit. The red one is the power supply, which you can connect to the 3-volt supply on the microbit, but I would power it externally, and normally they need a little bit more power. So if you've got a battery pack that can supply sort of 4 or 5 volts, connect it to the positive terminal of that. And the ground wire on the servos I've got certainly is brown. Now that does need connecting to the negative or ground supply on your power supply, but you do also need to connect it to the ground on the microbit as well. So you need to make sure they're both connected, because otherwise you're not completing the circuit for your data wire here, the yellow wire here. So that will need a sort of double connection.